Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian Fishing Podcast, episode 113, Diz.
Mate, it's good to be with you. Even better now that we've knocked the lid off a cold one. We have got a big episode today. We've got Leigh Kuerschner. We're looking forward to having a chat with him later today about the Lower Murray River Lure Fishing Club.
You've done well there, Diz, to get all that out in one mouthful. Little bit of a tongue twister, I would say.
Yes, it is.
But good to chat some freshwater fishing.
Yeah, good to chat some freshwater fishing, you're right. And we're coming up to the end of, well, I should say the start of the Cod Closure.
Yes.
So
I think they've got a Cod Closing Weekend event, do they?
Yes, I think they do.
I saw.
So we're very much looking forward to that. They've recently had their AGM, and let's not give too much away, mate, because we're very much looking forward to having a chat with Leigh later today. But before we do that, let's get into our usual segments, and of course we start with oranges and lemons. What's your orange, Rhodey?
Dizzy, I'm going to say that the days are getting longer.
Yeah.
We've ticked off the winter solstice. It doesn't seem like a lot at the moment, but bit by bit, we're getting more sunlight.
You noticing that 2 minutes of sunlight, are you? You get extra?
Makes a little bit of difference, not a lot.
Yes. No.
A few more jobs after work, a bit more light for my run in the morning.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. My orange has been that we are officially back into the house, so we are only a 2 minute drive away now from the podcast, which certainly helps.
I thought we'd never see the day.
Yeah. Oh, geez, you thought you'd never see the day, mate. We certainly were feeling like that at times, but it's good to be back. And I can just roll that straight into...
Actually, can I do one more orange?
Yeah.
I didn't have to help you move house. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
I put my hand up and...
Don't worry, mate. I'll get you on the tools for the landscaping.
Oh, I can't wait.
That'll be a sure thing. But look, I think in all the chaos of the moving and carrying on and work and all that sort of stuff, I've picked up a bug of sorts.
Oh, half of Adelaide is sick.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Lucy's crook.
Gosh, it's horrible.
Everyone at work's crook.
Yeah, there's...
Dad's been crook. Dad had the shakes at dinner the other night.
Did he?
He went downhill. Went to Darwin.
Yeah. Maybe I bumped into Peter somehow and caught his disease.
Peter went from socially isolating on the couch to socially isolating at the bench. We didn't let him to the dinner table. He was no good.
Oh, dear.
But surely this is perfect for you down the pharmacy. Everyone's sick. Everyone's buying cold and flu. You'd be raking in the money.
Well, I mean, cold and flu is, it's big. And I keep hearing more and more about this new strain of COVID. So I'm just waiting for the vaccines to ramp up again.
That makes me sick, Diz. And if you keep talking that, we'll have the anti-vaxxers on our case.
What's your lemon be, mate?
Dizzy, we're going to touch on this in the news, but my God, it has been cold.
I think it was 2 degrees in my car the other morning.
And I normally put a bit of a ban on weather-related oranges and lemons because otherwise that's all we ever talk about. But I've made an exception. It's been absolutely freezing, Diz.
Oh, it has. I don't know whether it's been particularly the mornings or whether it's just been the place once we've renovated, we've got a fire in the back room. It's lovely having a fire.
Yes, it is.
Have
you got some wood?
Yeah. Got a bit of wood. Went up to the Sterling wood yard.
What'd they charge you per tonne?
They had it up there at $530 a tonne.
Okay, I'm happy then.
Yeah.
I'm getting it delivered for $500.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But it's pricey.
It's pricey.
But I couldn't find it anywhere cheaper. Yeah. And this guy's good.
Yeah, I had to go up to this. Well, when I say I had to, I wanted to go up to Sterling Woodyard because they've got it undercover. So I knew it was going to be dry.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of places that sell wood. Some of them throw a tarp over the top, but still a bit of water seeps through. You get some damp wood. It's a pain in the you know what. All right, okay, that's enough of oranges and lemons. We did get sidetracked there. I don't know how that turned into wood chat, but it did.
Yeah, well, it's important this time of year, mate.
Good call. Merch update, Rhodey. Tell the listeners what's available.
Diz, we're going to put a sale on T-shirts. We've got selected sizes available. Some have a smaller logo on the front. Some have a larger logo on the front. 2 options.
There you go. Is this sort of some kind of strategic sale that most people do, like an end of financial year sale? Are we just kind of letting all of them have that? The market's noisy Everyone's getting confused about what is and isn't on sale. And we just come in a week after and go, bang, T-shirts are for sale.
It's either that or I've got a lot of stuff in my house, and that is just another box of stuff that I've got. And if we're getting any more come summer, we need to get rid of this stuff.
Good call. Still some beanies?
We do have beanies. Sold a couple more this week, Diz. A couple of people at work bought one, which was good.
Oh, that is good. Well played.
And my God, you need a beanie this time of year.
Yeah. What did the Flinders Medical Centre think about all the employees walking around with all the gear, hats on?
Might become official merch before long. Who knows?
I tell you what, if we got that across the line, that'd be great. There'd be thousands of employees.
Plenty down there, Diz. Don't worry about that.
Very good. All right, Rhodey. Now tell us, mate. We've got the monthly photo comp June winner.
We do, Diz. So we've got a Shimano backpack and a little bit of merch from ourselves, Diz. We'll put a beanie or a cap or some sort of headwear in it.
Beautiful.
I think that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yep, certainly.
And this is the first one since we made the return of the monthly photo comp, Diz. So this is the June winner I have here.
Yep, good to see lots of entries.
Yes, we've had plenty of photos sent through, but this one is we're going to reward this as having a wide variety of photos of species and some great photos. The winner is Zach Martin.
Well played, Zach.
He shared with us tuna, snapper, crayfish. Sorry, I'm just zooming in on one there. Salmon off the beach, mulloway, and gummy sharks.
Wow. He's ticked a few off there.
6 photos. That's basically what we catch here in South Australia.
Yep.
Zach Martin has ticked them all off. He shared the photos with us. He is our June winner of our photo comp, Diz.
Nice. Well done, Zach. Well played. Thank you for your submissions. And we'll have one going for July.
Yeah, keep the photos coming. We'll we do need another winner each month, don't we, Diz?
Yes, we do. So keep sending them in. Follow us on the socials. Get involved. We love seeing it. The post most recently that we put up of the you sort of fishing with the Zodius.
Yeah, that's my rod, my personal rod. You don't get to use that one.
Oh, stitch up. But that got a bit of traction. We love that. Rhodey, let's get into the news, mate.
Rhodey and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and we'll give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Okay, weatherman, what do you got for us?
Dizzy, this is unbelievable. This is the weather. I know this is not a weather show, but it is sort of fishing related. And the Adelaide West Terrace weather station this week recorded 0.6. That equals the lowest temperature recorded at West Terrace since July 24, 1908.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
1908.
I'm surprised we were keeping the weather in 1908.
I was going to say, but that must have... what do you reckon? They had like a piece of stone or something and just etched it into it?
Oh, it's unbelievable that we even have records from 1908.
Yeah, it is.
So that shows how cold
impressive.
it's been, Diz, and I'm including that in the news because obviously if it's that cold, you can't go fishing. I'm calling... It's got to be at least 2.
Yeah. You'd be getting the ice gear out, I reckon.
You would, Diz. I'd be getting the ski kit out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, mate. Well, what else have we got?
Well, a bit more weather chat, Diz. This was...
surprise, surprise.
This was interesting, Diz. The barometric pressure this week, there's been a massive... if you look at the charts, the barometric charts, there is a massive, big, high-pressure system of 1044, I think it's hectopascals, HPA, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is.
And that is pretty well a record too, Diz.
Yeah.
So the record, the highest previously recorded in Australia was 1044.3 hectopascals at Launceston on June 7, 1967, but that could have been topped in the last day or two.
Wow.
I don't know if that confirmed, but I think we've equaled it.
That's quite amazing.
I don't know much about I don't know much about the pressure and all that. I don't claim to be the weatherman. But did you know that the highest sea level air pressure ever recorded anywhere on the planet was a mind-boggling 1083.8 in Agata, Siberia on December 31, 1968.
Wow. Okay. And so, yeah, right. It's not far off it.
It's a fair bit off it.
But like it's quite amazing, isn't it? Again, very old, quite a record to Trump.
It is, Diz. It's impressive. And you want to know where I was getting this information from?
I don't know, mate. I really don't know what you're doing.
One of those sort of Facebook pages I follow, fishing related, and it is the great man Starlo. You remember Starlo off Rex Hunt back in the day?
Oh, Starlo, Fishtopia?
Starlo's Fishtopia.
Yes.
He's a great man, and he shared that stuff about the air pressure.
Right, there you go. Good on him. Love it when people follow the air pressure.
I love the barometric pressure. It's all important.
Yeah, good call. All
right, Diz, what else have we got? We got anything actually fishing related in this news?
Yes, we do, Rody. There's a world record tuna that's been caught on 15 kilo line class, and it's in Victoria. So the photos have surfaced online. It was out of Warrnambool.
Yeah, not far across the border, really. So this is basically South Australia.
Yeah, and it was the Warrnambool Offshore and Light Game Fishing Club that this has been caught. And like we said, in 15 kilo line class, the tuna weighed in at 120.4 kilograms.
Brandon Cole, congratulations. That's a huge effort. I think this is it's a pending world record for Southern Bluefin tuna.
Yeah.
4-hour fights.
Yeah.
And that is a massive effort.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge effort. You'd love to. Did we get any specifics? Do we know how long he was fighting this tuna for?
Yeah, 4-hour fight.
Wow.
It ate a Pakula sprocket.
Okay.
And a large crowd gathered at the club rooms to witness history as they weighed in the record tuna. So 15 kilo line class.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Not a lot, is it, for that big a fish?
No. I bet there would have been some beers poured back that night.
Oh, you'd be celebrating, wouldn't you?
Yes, certainly would.
So well done to Brandon from Warrnambool.
Good on you, Brandon. Well played, mate. All right, Rody, a bit closer to home now. Of course, the O'Sully's boat ramp. We have covered this story. It was under sort of redevelopment, I suppose you'd say, for quite some time. It was closed. That put a lot of pressure on other ramps. It's now reopened. But there is some concerns that the pontoons that they have installed is actually damaging boats. Is that what I'm hearing?
It is, Diz. I don't know whether you saw this one. It was like a bit of, I think it was, like Rio bar basically sticking out the sides.
Yeah.
In 3 or 4 different spots on the pontoon of, like you say, the newly finished boat ramp. And I suppose that was probably finished in just before Christmas, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was just open before the West Beach boat ramp got closed for the regatta.
Right there. Yeah, very well done. And a couple of people have had their boats damaged. Yeah, I saw on one of those Facebook pages that the fiberglass on a boat had all been scratched up, because I suppose when you're coming into the pontoon, you don't think, I've got to be careful here. There's going to be metal sticking out of the boat ramp, do you?
No, I mean, I'm sure that you take a bit of care. Like, you don't intentionally just ram your boat into a pontoon, but you certainly aren't expecting a bit of Rio sticking out the side.
No, you're not, Diz, and it's certainly disappointing that the government's put their money in. And
what do you think that is? Just an insurance claim? You got to cover the excess. Too bad, so sad.
Oh, I think there was a bit of talk on the socials that the council might be
chipping in.
There you go. That was, talk on the socials. And I think they have put something out. It's not in front of me at the moment, but I think they said we recommend you use fenders at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks.
Yeah. What about when that piece of Rio just jabs through your fender?
Yeah.
Just fix it. Seriously, grow up. All right.
It shouldn't be that hard a job, surely.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Brody, the RecFish forums, which have been running now for quite some time, they've done a fantastic job covering the state. The last one is coming up. It's in Renmark. It's on July the 19th.
Yep.
So I'm sure all of those freshwater fishers and people in that lovely Riverland region will be getting down there to listen in, have their say, inform RecFish around what their priorities are in that area and vice versa. So look forward to that one, and we're hoping to have Asher on after those forums are done to get a bit of a wrap-up of all of them. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I reckon, Diz. And if you've been along and attended any of the, 5, I think? There was 2 on the Eyre Peninsula. One here. Port
Yorks?
No, there wasn't Yorks. There was Mount Gambier.
Yes.
And Renmark. So that'd be 5? I reckon there was 5.
Yeah.
If you've attended any of the 5 roughly, and you want to give us a bit of feedback, we would love to hear it from a member of the public, Diz.
Yeah, good call. Love that, Rhodey. Well done. Rhodey, we did talk about this next little news story about the Cod Pod, and the video stream has been doing the rounds on the socials. Did you catch this live?
Yeah, it did.
Sitting there,
I was a bit disappointed. It was supposed to open, I want to say last Saturday, but they didn't quite get the YouTube up because it was too overcast, a bit dark.
No.
But
devastating.
They had a countdown on their Instagram. I was ready to go, but wasn't quite there. Anyway, Diz, it's up and running. I have had a look.
Yeah.
You can click on, I think it's the RecFish SA YouTube channel. I think it is, Diz.
Yeah.
And it's quite good. You can scroll back on the sort of day's footage, and you know where you scroll the bar along and you see the little preview. You just keep scrolling till you see the cod.
Yeah.
Watch a few minutes, keep scrolling. I haven't sat there and watched it all day because, there's a little bit of dead time in there, but certainly some good highlights.
I was going to say, do you reckon there's a market for somebody to just pluck out like a 3-minute clip of the highlights?
I reckon we could do a daily 3-minute clip.
Yeah, love that.
So that was a project that Pembroke were involved in, the school.
Yeah.
And RecFish SA, SA Water, and I think it's Oz Ocean. I think they run the cameras down at Rapid Bay and a few places like that.
Yeah.
So well done to all those involved. I know Josh Bland, the science guru
yes.
at RecFish.
Yeah.
Can't remember his official title, but we'll run
project officer there.
We'll run with Science Guru, I think.
Science Guru suits.
He's been heavily involved, and he's put up some videos, and he has put up some highlights on their Instagram page as well, Diz. So that was really good.
Okay, love that. Very good.
And now I've read a few comments saying we need some more cod pods now.
Yeah,
now that we know the cod are going in them.
Yeah. So just a few cod go in there. Let's just replicate it. Go bang. We need more.
Well, look. I don't know how Pembroke works, but there's got to be plenty of students there that can get to work.
Yeah, good call. Love that. All right, Rhodey, that was a nice little news segment. Reasonably heavily dominated with weather news, but that's okay.
Look, this weather hasn't happened since literally 1908.
Yeah, it's
worth talking about.
Worthwhile talking about. I do agree. All right, Rhodey, let's move on to tackle item of the week.
Now it's time for Rhodey and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
All right, Diz, I have got us a beauty today. We've had some dodgy tackle items over the years, and this is absolutely not one of them. It is fishing relevant.
Yes.
It's also everyday relevant.
Wow.
You can use this to put your bins out.
It's diverse.
You can use it to get firewood from around the side.
Wow.
You can use it to duck out the shed late at night.
Yep, if you do that.
It's a head torch.
Wow. Okay.
I bought it, Diz. It's good. The Olight Array 2.
Yeah, okay.
Mitchell's Outdoors is where I picked mine up from on South Road.
Yeah, it's a good little adventure and camping store, that one.
It is. This one has a maximum capacity of 1,500 lumens.
Oh, wow.
That's going.
That's a few lumens.
That is lumens. I had it out in the backyard just before. My God, I could see a bloody possum sneeze.
That's a lot of lumens.
It's got 3 modes, Diz. It's got floodlight mode.
Yes.
It has red mode, which I like for possum observing. And it has the flood plus spotlight mode where it has that central beam in the middle. That's good for spotting things.
Flood plus spot.
Yeah. And then each of those modes has...
That's when you want to really hone in on the singular possum.
Yeah, that's it. You won't miss a possum there.
Sea of possums.
And then you have high, medium and low setting on each of those modes.
Wow. Can you have a high, medium and low red?
Yeah, you can.
No way.
It's nuts. It does it all.
That is insane.
It's got a lithium battery.
Yeah.
I think I read here somewhere the charge lasts 27 and a half hours.
Oh, yeah. That's on low strength red.
Mate, that's pretty good.
That you're not going to get 27 hours of 1,500 lumens.
Charges up on a USB power source. You know, it does it all, Diz.
Yeah, good call. Look, what I would say is having looked at it now, I do really like the new look head torches. They've come a long way. Certainly some of those original models with the rechargeable battery pack on the back had quite a bulky headlamp part. That's quite nice and streamlined. You could fit that, nice and snugly on your round noggin.
That'd tuck in under an all the gear beanie, no worries.
Yes, it would. Certainly would.
So that'd be good for a bit of nighttime fishing, Diz. I know I talked about, putting the bins out and everything else, but that will be good for all your boating, camping, fishing adventures.
I think there's a lot of people, right, that if you say you were going to the market buying a new boat, you would invest in good quality lighting on your boat. But there is a number of people out there that don't have that luxury. They might be in a tinny, they might be going up the river, something like that. Having a head torch is certainly one we think worthwhile having in your tackle kit.
Does the light on the front of the boat help you when you're, down the front of the trailer taking the D-shackle off?
No, it doesn't. But
you still need a head torch.
All right, Mr. Head Torch Ambassador. You getting paid by Olard or something?
I should be.
Righto, Possum Hunter. Very good. Let's get our guest on the line.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
Righto, Rhodey, we are very lucky to be joined now by Leigh Kuerschner. Thank you very much for joining us, mate.
No worries at all. It's a pleasure, guys.
All right, Leigh, we are going to get into the Lower Murray Fishing Lure Club in a minute, but before we do that, let's start with our 5 questions we ask all our guests. And first off, tell us about your best fish.
So my best fish probably isn't my biggest fish, but my best fish, which I rate above all others, is probably my first ever cod from the river. I've been a saltwater fisher for the majority of my life and jumped into river fishing about 8 years ago. Had a small kayak. I fished hard for an entire season of cod fishing in my first year, which is about 8 years ago. And my first cod came right at the end of the season at bang on a metre.
Wow.
Perfect.
I don't reckon I've had an angling or like a high adrenaline rush than that first fish. I'd spent a lot of time talking to people, online forums, YouTube, magazines, you name it. I'd tapped into it, and eventually it all just panned out. And I got a reward in the end that it was just probably my most memorable fish by a country mile.
Epic, mate. That is just a classic case of putting in the hours, putting in the miles to get the smiles, as they say. So well done, mate. Now tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
I've probably got 2 things with favourite things that I love about fishing. The first one is what most people have, where whenever you go fishing or boating or anything like that, the world generally seems to slow down, and there's a certain level of calmness generally that comes with fishing because you kind of escape the reality of what you live with. So I enjoy the peace that generally comes with fishing, to get away from everything. And the second thing is generally just the thrill of the hunt. I do a lot of lure fishing, and I love the challenge of trying to work out a species or a technique that's going to catch me more fish, whether that's lure fishing, bait fishing, fly fishing, certain techniques. Like I just love learning about fishing and then fulfilling that at the end.
Yeah, beautiful. That sums up what a lot of our guests have said over the years. So you've nailed it there, Leigh. Now, tell us about what got you into fishing or your first fishing memory.
So my dad was he didn't fish a whole lot. It wasn't really his passion, but he'd take me fishing a couple of times a year. But it wasn't until I probably got my driving license that I jumped in with a few other boys from the local area that literally just said, "Hey man, we'll take you fishing if you want." And I learned pretty much almost everything that I've learnt to this day from those 2 boys, Braden LeBeau and Jimbo Fitzpatrick. They taught me a heap. They'd show me spots. And I owe a lot to them for developing my fishing skills up to where it is today.
That's awesome, mate. Great story.
Yeah, they're probably the ones that I'd probably owe a lot of my fishing to. But obviously throughout the years, the fishing network is so broad that you find yourself attaching to hundreds of different people over the years that all give you little bits to help you along the way. And now I find myself doing the same when it comes through work or fishing clubs. Like I'm happy to give back because I know what other people have given me in the past.
Good on you, mate. And that's what we absolutely love about the rec fishing community. There is some absolute champions like yourself who are happy to share that knowledge, and it makes it all the better when, like you say, you can give back to people who have you've learnt from, as well as sort of paving the way for that next group of people that are coming through. So good on you. Now, favourite sort of fishing and why, Lee? Tell us, mate.
It's probably, even though I've only done it for a few years now, river fishing generally for me is probably my most favourite, just because everything tends to quieten down. Everything seems to slow down almost when you're on the river. The days don't fly by. You spend time relaxing with a few fish here and there. Scenery's good. The fishing can be good. But it's just, it just seems so peaceful to me.
Yeah, beautiful. You can't argue with that. You're certainly on the money there again. Now, tell us a funny fishing story, or tell us about the one that got away.
Oh, I got several stories of fish getting away, but they're not that great. No, one of the funniest probably memories I have fishing as a kid is getting seasick. We went out one day down the bottom of York Peninsula on one of Dad's friends' boats. I had barely been out in a boat before. We went out, hadn't caught any fish for about an hour, and I got seasick. Up comes the lunch, and then all of a sudden we had garfish everywhere, whiting. We bagged out on snapper for the rest of the afternoon, all at one spot. It was just like, it was unreal. And Dad and I still talk about it to this day, because without me throwing up, we don't reckon we would have had any burley to get the fish.
So you got yourself a ticket on all the future trips then, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I reckon since that day I've only been seasick a couple of times, because I've taken tablets now and done all the right things. But I still remember that day, just because I think we were only in about 3 meters of water, and you could see the bottom, and you could see fish swimming around picking up our baits, because they just came in to eat all the burley.
Wow, that's unreal. I was going to say that nobody would let you go near the quells, mate, because they would want you to be seasick so you could bag out.
Yeah, like I said, even Dad's friend who owns the boat, we still catch up with him every year. He says the same thing. I'm pretty sure he's even nicknamed the spot the seasick spot from memory.
I love the names you come up with for your different marks and spots, isn't it? It's great.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, mate. Well, thank you for answering those questions. Let's get into a bit more of the specific stuff you do, Lee. So we know that you're heavily involved in the Lower Murray Lure Fishing Club. Can you tell us a bit about it, mate?
So the Lower Murray Lure Fishing Club has been around for quite a number of years. I've been involved in the club for about 6 or 7 years now, and it's an amazing club. It's more than a club. It's more like a family, to be honest. There are guys that have live on the river, live in Adelaide. Everyone comes together just to have a good time, and it's we hold competitions throughout the year, but they're not super serious. Everyone's willing to lend a hand. Everyone's like-minded, and it's just a good environment to be in if you enjoy a bit of fishing, a bit of socialism. Yeah, it's great. We hold 4 minor events a year and 2 major ones as competitions. There's a number of prizes and stuff that we hand out during the events, but it's just a good place to be, spending a weekend up the river and fishing with like-minded people.
Yeah, beautiful. We love the different clubs around the state that cater to the different types of fishing. Obviously, you guys have found a real niche, and we love what you're doing with all your competitions and your weekends and your events. Now, you had the AGM recently. You're on the committee again, are you?
Yeah, so I'm the treasurer for this year. Have been involved in the committee for, I think, 5 out of the 6 years I've been in the club. So, yeah, help run the events, and we've got a great bunch of people running the club this year, like every year. So this year's shaping up to be a really big one, especially with the river fishing so well currently.
I was going to say it's been a really good year from what we've been. We do talk about freshwater fishing quite a bit. It's something we did back in the day a bit more when we had a little tinny, but not so much anymore. But it's been a really good season. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the quality of the fish, the numbers of the fish. There's more and more people getting involved in the river than I've ever seen in like I said, in recent memory, working in the tackle store too, there are a lot of guys coming in that, again, have been saltwater fishers for most of their life. They then see a mate does well at the fresh and they sort of dip their toe in, and before they know it, they're jumping right in full scale, buying cod lures, carp lures. It's crazy.
And have you got a reason why you think it's been such a good season? Is it to do with the floods recently, or you think more people doing it, or more social media to spread the word, or?
Well, I think it's a combination of everything. This year is probably my first year I've ever fished since a major flood. So I have no reference point for what it would have been like, in the early 2000s or early 2010s. But from what most seasoned river fishers I've spoken to, this year's been an exceptionally good year because of the floods providing food, and fish have just come back really strong. Part of my science brain makes me think that because we didn't get a lure in front of the fish for 2.5 years, that they don't really understand what they are and they're still relearning what they are. But that could just be me having a funny theory.
Oh, well, that's the best thing about fishing, mate. Everyone, that's how you spend most of your time, is coming up with theories and working out why they bit on a certain day or why they're not biting today. I absolutely love that about fishing. So you bring your theories all you want, mate. We love it.
I've got several, but not all of them are true.
Oh, well, you and me both, mate. That's fine. Now, tell us, Leigh, the cod closure coming up?
Yes. So the South Australian Murray cod season, where you're allowed to fish for them, runs from January 1st to July 31st.
Yep.
Our club holds an annual event, which is more of a social event, for the last weekend of July every year. So the last weekend where people can get together and go out and have a fish together, chasing cod specifically, and that's obviously scheduled for the 27th to the 28th of July. And we're based this event at Morgan Riverside Caravan Park. So we basically will run the event out of that caravan park. The owners of the caravan park are legends. They're always accommodating us. So it's basically a fish any hour you like on Saturday and Sunday up until about midday. And we basically just do social stuff. So there'll be random prizes handed out for people who catch fish, and there's raffles, and we do a casting comp on the Saturday night in the caravan park under lights. So basically you get 3 casts, you go through to the next round, and then eventually there's only one winner. So it's it's a great weekend. If you want to sort of, again, dip your toe into how the club runs, you can come up and get amongst it. It's a great weekend.
Beautiful. And I'm just looking at your calendar for 2024, 2025. You've got your 4 rounds: Walker Flat, Swan Reach, Cadell, and Greenways Landing. You've also got your SA Callop Championship. Can you tell us a bit about these other events, sort of apart from the more social cod closing weekend? Is it pretty competitive, some of those other weekends and events?
It can be as competitive as you want, or you can be as laid back as you want. Sometimes laid back works out better for you. I've got a competitive streak, but I also like just seeing people do well at events. So the 4 minor rounds are probably a lot less competitive. People just sort of lay back, and if they get a fish, they get a fish. If they don't, they still have a good time. The Callop Championship is probably a major event where it's probably semi-competitive. The prizes are basically based off of entry fees. So the more entries, the bigger prize packs. We get very generous sponsorships of guys donating fish finders and rods and reels, tackle. So it can get competitive, but again, it's sort of the level you want to bring to the comp. We're certainly not, people don't certainly jump down each other's throats if they're, getting on each other's nerves and fishing in the way. So it's quite good those weekends, because the boat guys have to have a live well. So the event for them is a weigh-in event.
Yeah, okay.
Where the heaviest 3 Callop get brought back in a live well. We've got a set of digital scales with a display, and then it's the heaviest 3 fish bag per team.
Cool.
Takes it out over 2 days. So, the people get to see things like the event we just had this year. the winning team had 55 centimetre callip that weigh 3.5 kilos.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's just one fish. When they've got 3 fish in their bag that weigh 8 kilos one day and they do it the next day, you look at a legal sized fish, which is only 33 compared to theirs, and they look like they'd eat their own. They're enormous.
Amazing.
So yeah, the Callip Championship and then the Callip Classic, which is the one in May, is a event. They're both weigh-in events for the boats. We do hold kayak events at the same time where it's just their longest 3 fish, so the kayaks don't need a live well, and that also the scores get a bit tighter when you can only measure in 3 of your biggest fish.
Yeah,
it does get a bit more competitive, but at the end of the day, like I said, people can bring what they need to competitive wise, but everyone all boils down to just having a happy weekend together.
beautiful. And you've talked about boats, kayaks, land-based. You offer sort of all 3 categories, and what do you do yourself?
At the moment, the Lower Murray just does boat and kayak division.
Okay, yeah.
We don't unfortunately do a land-based division. Just boat and kayaks.
Yeah, and what do you have a boat, or you fish off your kayak, or what do you do?
I fish out of a kayak majority of the time. Obviously, being involved, I've got plenty of people who will offer deckhand positions on boats if I want to go out and fish for the day and they're going, we'll tee it up. But I'm happy to fish on foot, in a boat, in a kayak, in an inflatable tube if I had to.
Awesome.
I don't really mind. As long as it's in the right season and I've got a plan in place, I'll go and do it. Even if the weather's a bit average, I still will go out and give it a go.
Beautiful. Well, it's been good to get a full wrap-up of the Lower Murray Lure Fishing Club. Now, you did tell us you sort of swapped from the salt to the fresh sort of a little while ago. Do you still do much sort of saltwater fishing yourself, or you've given that up?
I still do. I probably do more saltwater fishing in the summer months and the river fishing in the winter months, but realistically, I'll chase them year-round. I also am involved in the local South Australian Brim Masters events.
Oh,
so
cool.
I run that with another gentleman called Ben Gibbs, and we and a bunch of other guys, but in behind the scenes. So we hold 4 kayak brim lure events a year. So that's brim's one of the main target species that I'll do throughout the year. But I'm up for anything. I'll chase kingfish in the kayak. I'll chase mulloway in the kayak. I'll chase squid in the kayak if they're in season. It's anything.
Awesome, mate. We love it. And it was just great hearing you say about how you'll fish in an inflatable. We've had plenty of weekends where we've gone down, bought ourselves an inflatable and just floating on the river trying to catch some fish. So it is all about just getting out there with, like you say, with a bit of a plan in place and having a good time.
Yeah. I love a well-executed plan that even if it doesn't go to plan, you still have.
Beautiful. All right, Leigh, it's been really good to chat all things fishing with you and fill us in on what's been a really great freshwater season. So thanks a lot for that.
Not a problem at all, boys. It's been my pleasure.
Awesome, mate. Well, we look forward to following all of the events for the year coming for you. And, certainly keep in touch, mate, and good fishing to you. Thanks again for joining us.
No worries, boys. Thank you very much.
Great to chat with Leigh Rohde, a very informative discussion and lots happening in the LMFC club.
You nailed that the first time, Diz. I thought you might have gone a second, but pulled the pin. Just went is it an acronym?
No, it's the LMFLC.
Is that an acronym where you take the first letter of words? Is that an acronym?
Yeah.
I get those English terms.
Lower Murray Fishing Lure Club.
Yeah, good one, Diz. Good. Good, Diz. We do like having some freshwater influence.
Yeah.
It's probably something we don't do enough of.
No, we used to do a bit of it. When we had the tinny, we did.
The tinny just was better suited to it, wasn't it?
It was, and it was kind of like, right, let's put this weekend in for fishing. If the weather's good, we'll go here.
Exactly right.
If it's not, all right, we'll tow it up the river and have a cruise up the river. Anyway, moving right along, Roddy, let's get into the fishing report.
Rhodey and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Rhodey, the barrels are going. They're still going. They're still going. They're still going. They're still coming in. We just saw and talked about it. Warrnambool breaking a record on 15 kilo line class. Still hearing reports out of Marion Bay. Still clearly getting reports down there in the southeast and a bit further across the border. So they're still around.
They are, Diz, and as we've said previously, they are all across the state.
Yeah.
Want to Fish and the crew down at Port Macdonald's been getting a few, Diz, but they've also been doing a bit of bottom bouncing.
Yes, they did. They got a really good feed of blue eye. They were using their new Shimano. Oh,
It was electric reel, wasn't it?
yeah, it
I
was a
saw the
beauty.
photo. I didn't. Is it called a Beastmaster?
Beastmaster.
Is that loose chat?
Yeah.
I think it's called a Beastmaster.
Good call.
I've never fished with an electric reel, and I'd like to do it one day.
I would like to as well. Maybe we should go down and do a deep drop day with Tice.
We should, Diz. Does that mean there's less barrels at Port Macdonald than there has been?
I don't know. Maybe Tice did say in that post that he's still seeing them.
Interesting, Diz. Marion Bay?
Yes, well, the men's fourths, congratulations. Some amazing photos they've been putting up on their socials.
They have took their bar crusher out and did the damage.
Yeah, beautiful. And I saw
They
some
got
lovely,
two, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, a couple, some lovely photos of some nannies as well. So
Yeah.
they must have had a great day out.
Yeah.
Or a great couple of days out, maybe even.
And sounds like not an abundance of them at Marion Bay, but you certainly are still seeing a trickle of photos. I think there were probably more a month ago. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard because
The weather hasn't been that good
the
either.
weather's not been great. I don't think a lot of people would be publicising that.
Yeah.
I also think that there would have been a lot of boats go down there.
Yeah.
And clearly the ones that aren't getting anything aren't putting up any photos, are they? So hard to say. You got to be in it to win it. Get down there. Yeah, great to see those. Great to see those catches across the state, Roddy.
Certainly is, Diz. And what about the Eyre Peninsula? Are they over there still?
Well, yeah, I mean, Trolso Hard, of course, Flacky, great friend of the show. He's flat out just rigging up lures, sending lures across to Tice. Of course, he sponsors Tice, and Tice runs nothing but the best Trolso Hard. And Flacky did send some barrel gear over to GT Fishing Charters, who they operate out of Coffin Bay.
Yes, so that probably tells us one thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'd think they're out there.
And I know Tackleworld Port Lincoln shared a number of posts
Yes.
over the last, few weeks to months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I know the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp, those guys have shared a few posts as well, a few photos.
Yes, they have.
So there must be a few getting around the Eyre Peninsula still, Diz. What about closer to home?
Yes, so a couple of regulars who do not mind flicking a few soft plastics.
Couple of regulars at work? Or?
At work, do not mind flicking a few soft plastics around the Port Noarlunga jetty and surrounds, and they've done all right on the salmon.
Beautiful. I did also see, I think it was the Point Turton Caravan Park put up a photo that you could see a school of salmon from their deck of one of their cabins.
Yes. Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
It's into that salmon time of year, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I'm sure those classic spots. The Eyre Peninsula has some lovely places to target them from the beach.
Yep.
So does the York Peninsula. And let's not forget about our metro coastline, because people do get them all along our coastline.
The sort of Southport area does well.
Yes, Southport, then, down to Waipinga is a bit of a classic spot down at Victor.
That's another thing we haven't done in a while, and we should do it.
Good call.
We used to have quite good fun catching some little salmon, and
Yep.
we did cook them up a few times, and they're not too bad fresh.
Fresh, yep. So you're going to crack the head, get
Bleed
the
'em.
blood
Yep.
out of them. Some people stick them in the sand, tail up, get the blood draining out of them. And then I think fresh is best. With
Those
salmon.
ones we cooked up on the rocks at Port Lincoln at Gratzy's 18th.
Yes.
Straight off the hook, straight onto a fire. We ate them
Bang.
fresh as. They were really good.
Yeah. But some people don't like them at all and use them as dog food.
We certainly used to catch a lot and use them as snapper bait back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah, well, they're a bit of that oily
Yeah,
sort of
they
flesh.
were really good snapper bait.
And they do stay on well.
But that's not something we have to worry about at the moment, is it?
No, it's
All right.
not.
What about the winter whiting, Diz?
Yeah, look, I'm hearing good reports, mate. I think some of those just classic areas. In fact, I've seen some catches metro.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get going Metro a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think this cold weather, few storms, churns up the bottom, gets them feeding. That's what they say.
Yeah. What about your dad? Is he over in Yorks at the moment?
He is, but I actually don't even think the boat's gone in the water. It's been a bit blowy. Today was all right though. I was down at Christie's and down by the beach. It
Looked
nice
okay,
and
did it?
flat down there.
I'll tell David to get the boat in.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's over there. He's getting a few things. He's bringing back the trailer and grabbing a few things so I can start my landscaping. And I wouldn't mind a tool assistant actually if you're not busy.
Yeah, I'm a good labourer. It is.
You are a good TA. All right, good little fishing report, Rody. But let's wrap this episode up, mate. Where can the listeners find us?
Dizzy, we are all over your socials, Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you're sharing your posts for the July competition to win some gear from us and Shimano.
Yep.
And Diz, also hit us up with any questions you have. We haven't had a question in a few episodes, Diz.
Yeah, good call.
So give us a voice message if you've got any questions you'd like us to dig deep into, to delve into the depths
Little voice memo
of our elaborate network of connections. We probably don't know the answers ourselves. We might.
Nah, yeah, you might be able to find it, mate, but I wouldn't be able to get to the
The
bottom
listeners
of
might want to ask a personal question, like, who catches more fish out of you two or something
it.
like that.
Well, they already know that's me, mate, so no stress there. Very good, Rody. This one will be released very soon. You can find it on everywhere that you'd get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow us on the socials. Download it straight from Buzzsprout. You're fine, mate.
When you say like this one will be uploaded very soon, when people are listening to it, it's clearly been uploaded by then. Do you know how this podcasting system works?
Nah, I'm still navigating it, mate.
All right, Diz, that's been a good episode. Thanks to Leigh for coming on. Good to chat with you, Diz. Always good to talk.
Yes, mate. Great to have a couple of beers and chew the fat with you.
All right, we'll see you later, guys.
See you guys.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.